Hey guys, Dave Baggs here, and today I want to talk about Battlefield 1, and I want to give you guys my very first impression of the game that I'm sure most of the gaming community never even thought of unless you think like I do. So let me explain what I'm talking about, okay? So about a month and a half ago, I was talking to my son, and I told my son, I said, this is the very first time I think that a major significant first-person shooter game has been created based around World War I. I then told my son that my only wish is that Electronic Arts and DICE would honor those who've sacrificed their lives during World War I by making a short documentary or movie which everybody had to watch before even getting a chance to play the game. I don't know. Maybe it can be a 10-minute video explaining some of the details of World War I as to how many people died, which countries were involved, stories of some of the men who were there, eyewitness accounts, surviving relatives, and the sacrifices in better detail, and what these brave men and women had to endure during such a crucial time in world history. I then told my son that would be my wish for Battlefield 1. Honestly, I didn't think the developers would even consider something like this at all. However, getting back to my very first impression of this game, I was totally blown away at the very beginning of this game when they showed the soldier lying in bed, obviously suffering from post-traumatic stress, and then he quickly finds himself back in combat. And what I liked is the fact that it put you in the driver's seat and you basically had to go through a bunch of different scenarios so that you can better understand exactly what went on during this time in our history. And even though it's a video game, I think they really captured a lot of what went on during that time, and it literally raised the hair on my arms knowing that they took the time to give us a bit of history. So I just thought it was a very smart move on their part to give us that. What I also appreciated was that each time your character got killed during these scenarios, it sort of played the part of a real-life person that fought during that time. And it highlighted when he served and when he died. And then it went on to the next cutscene, and then it did the same thing over and over, putting you through various types of combat situations, from trench warfare, being in a tank, and the last scene, which was riveting, which was the up-close and personal hand-to-hand combat. I gotta tell you guys, it must have been chaos back then. It must have been hell for those guys, and I can't say it enough, but I truly am humbled by what these guys did for their countries. And as a veteran of the United States Army myself, look, I never did anything even remotely close to what these guys did. Not even close. And I wouldn't even know how to react if I was lucky enough to meet one of those survivors, but sadly, these guys are all gone now, guys. So please stay tuned at the end of this commentary where I'm going to list the last 10 World War I veteran survivors, all of whom, as I mentioned, are gone. But I can appreciate the fact that finally, World War I veterans are on the stage, so to speak, even though it's through a video game. Now, if you look at our history, it seems like in almost every aspect of entertainment, World War I is sort of pushed underneath the rug when it comes to movies, video games, and other sources of entertainment, because World War II movies, Vietnam movies, and movies about the current war in the Middle East seem to take center stage. And look, guys, I certainly do not want to take away anything from the sacrifices of those brave men and women in all nations that they endured and sacrificed for their countries in World War II, Vietnam, Korea, and the current conflicts going on today. I want you guys to make sure you understand this, that I am not trying to make this a political video, but this type of thing I take very seriously, and I'm very pleased that the developers did a small gesture for this great game. So hopefully it can educate some of the young people that really don't know what happened during this terrible time in our world's history. And I understand that not everybody is going to appreciate the beginning cutscene like I did, but I just hope it opens some of your eyes as to what happened during this time, and maybe the video that was presented to you prior to getting into multiplayer and having fun with this video game will shed some light on what these men and women had to endure. Now look guys, in this video that I'm making right now, I do not feel it's necessary that I comment on the gameplay of Battlefield 1, or on the weapons, or on the feel of the game, or anything like that. You know what? Because I'm going to leave it up to every other YouTuber to talk about this kind of thing. Instead, I'm going to honor those brave men and women and honor what this game overall represents to me by reading off a list of last surviving World War I veterans by country, all the way up to the most recent death. Yakub Sattar, Ottoman Empire, 110 years old, died April 2nd, 2008. Franz Künstler, Hungarian Kingdom, 107 years old, died May 27th, 2008. Delfino Baroni, Italy, 110 years old, died October 26th, 2008. Pierre Pacal, France, 109 years old, died November the 20th, 2008. Mikhail Khrushchevsky, Russian Empire, 111 years old, died December 26th, 2008. Valdemar Levi Cardoso, Brazil, 108 years old, died May 13th, 2009. John Campbell, Australia, 110 years old, died June 3rd, 2009. John Babcock, Canada, 109 years old, died February 18th, 2010. Frank Buckles, United States, 110 years old, died February 27th, 2011. Florence Green, United Kingdom, 110 years old, died February 4th, 2012.